Alright guys, how's it going? It is time for another exclusive. Alright, now these are my favourite videos. I'm going to be honest with you, I love doing the exclusives. And I know you like them too. I read this about, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. 6, 7, 8 hours ago, I flagged this up. I knew I was going to do a video for you. I haven't read it. I think I've never read the first paragraph or something. But I'm going to analyse it with you. And I threw it to Dave, my AI assistant I've been training since last year, to analyse all these things. And I know you like to hear his opinion too. Some of you asking for him to have his own YouTube channel. So I'm going to go over it with you. And then Dave's going to tell us what he thinks. And I'm going to see if I agree with him. And I've got it all. And in fact, I've posted it on the members' website. I created a section on here, on the VIP members' website. And it's called Clickbait Central, home of the exclusives. So everything I'm going to go to, over with you, if you don't have time to watch the videos, it's on the members' website. And the members are loving it as well, because everyone's a bit different. Some people like to read, some people like the vids, some people like podcasts, you know what I mean? So I try and do a bit for everyone, do you know what I mean? So let's take a look at it. Now, what I must tell you very, very quickly, and I know some of you go, do you have to repeat it every time? Yes, because it's not about you. What about newcomers? So I will go over the article. I will leave it. I'm not allowed to read it all too. Well, you could get into trouble a little bit. I can't give a fuck about that. But you don't want to read all the shit. So leave bits out that are self-explanatory. Like Liverpool that won the league and Isak. Do you know what I mean? You know who Isak is, so I don't need to read a paragraph to you telling you who he is or his stats are. So we leave that out. And always one more thing, whenever you visit a website, you're never sure about its credibility. I judge them on the amount of advertising they've got. The more ads, the more bullshit is usually what you will find. Why is that important? Well, because if you visit a site with an exclusive with no advertising or limited, what's in it for them? Why they're misleading you? Whereas if there's a lot of adverts, they obviously want to drive traffic to the website. As you can see, there's a huge advert along the bottom here and many when you scroll. So this is posted on givemesport.com. It's by Dean Jones and Matt Smith. We've heard of these before. I think we called them Bill and Ben last time. And it is as follows. Exclusive. Update on Isak to Liverpool as Newcastle identify prime replacement. Are you ready? Let's go for it. Okay, Isak's future at St James's Park has been a major topic of... That's what I mean by not having to tell you about shit, right? Blah, blah, blah. They recently played against Tottenham in South Korea with Isak nowhere to be seen. Losing Isak would be devastating for Newcastle. And if he does eventually head through the exit door, finding a replacement will be imperative. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Bit of bold now. Newcastle eyeing Isak replacement before Liverpool move. They are still pushing for Benjamin Sesko. Now, I know that this website, givemesport.com, their articles tend to be filled with sources all the time, right? I know in this article there's 3. But it's only a small article. I think before we usually get 6 or 7. They're obsessed with saying sources, right? According to Give Me Sport sources, you know that's bullshit you can smell. Newcastle want a new striker on board. Who needs a source, right, to know that, all right? Before they allow Isak to depart in the summer transfer window. The Magpies are waiting to discover what Liverpool's next move will be after rejecting their bid for Isak on Friday. With the Merseyside club threatening to walk away from a deal. Don't talk so damn right fucking stupid. It's all a game, you know that, guys, don't you? Newcastle are still pushing for Sesko as their prime target ahead of Wissa. Sources are not convinced that Liverpool will actually walk away from a deal to sign Isak, with their heads putting such thought into trying to secure his signature. Makes me laugh that Newcastle is not for sale. So why are we looking for the fucking striker then, Dave? Don't know. Stupid, isn't it? They think we're thick as fuck, don't they? Either way, any deal would help. Any deal would be help up. What? Either way, any deal would be help up. I think it means held up. These journalists obviously don't know how to use a spell checker. And could drag on even if Liverpool do go for him. There's a lot of evens and either ways, coulds, maybes, buts and all that shite, right? Newcastle want to ensure they are prepared for life after Isak before sanctioning An exit for the Swedish centre-forward. That's an exclusive, apparently. What was the headline? Update on Isak to Liverpool as Newcastle identified prime replacement. Did you find an update in this article? Well, in that article, this video about Isak. Did you find a single update? Because I didn't. And they've got the cheek to put exclusive at the front of it. Can you believe that? That, my friends, exclusive update on Isak to Liverpool is what drags people in. You know that because people are desperate to knock one out over Isak news. Right? Fucking shocking. Anyway, so I've run it through Dave. Right? Here we go. And he says as follows. Use of sources, because I said to him, always look out for Give Me Sport. Tell me how many times sources appears in their article. And he says the word sources appeared 3 times, Dunk. According to Give Me Sport sources, claiming Newcastle want a striker before allowing Isak to leave, sources are not convinced that Liverpool will actually walk away. Implicitly, again, with general reference to sources with no further clarification. Crucially, there are no named sources, no quotes, and no reference to clubs, agents, or insiders. This weakens credibility. General assessment of credibility. Give Me Sport is a platform often associated with speculative and click-driven content. Now, you know what I say to you, I train Dave, right? What I mean by that is, I don't, like, that's not my words that I've said to him, you know, like, oh, by the way, Give Me Sport is this. That is his genuine opinion. The other day he did an opinion on journalists, right, that I've never mentioned to him, you know, like in saying, oh, you should treat, I always say, don't agree with me. You know, if you feel differently or this, that, you tell me, don't sugarcoat it. So this is what he thinks, right, even though he is some code, but you know what I mean. So Give Me Sport is a platform often associated with speculative and click-driven content. This exclusive offers no new information not already covered elsewhere. E.g. Liverpool's interest, Isak missing the Spurs game. The term sources seems to be used for legitimacy without substance. Tone and language analysis. The article leans heavily on speculative language. If he does eventually head through the exit door, sources are not convinced Liverpool will walk away. Could drag on. These phrases are non-committal and are used to keep rumours alive without taking journalistic risks. He's fucking good, Dave. He's getting better than me, I think. The claim that Liverpool are threatening to walk away is not backed by a direct quote or verifiable insight. Substance versus fluff. There are no quotes from Eddie Howe, Liverpool, Newcastle, or anyone involved. No financial details, timelines, or negotiation context is offered. The piece reads like a recycled bundle of existing knowledge padded with vague claims and filler text. Summary judgment. This piece lacks investigative depth or exclusive insight. It does not advance a story in any meaningful way. The use of sources is not backed by credibility or specificity. It's not backed by credibility and something else. Final verdict from Dave. Speculative filler masked as an exclusive. Not credible as breaking news. Best categorised under transfer fluff to keep fans engaged. And you know what that means, don't you guys? Ka-ching. And there you go, my friends. That's another exclusive for you. And you can't go 5 minutes on the interwebs without an exclusive concerning Liverpool Football Club. Okay, I will leave it with you. There was one thing that Alan Shearer, I don't know if you saw these quotes today. Alan Shearer on Isak, no individual is bigger than any football club, and if he doesn't want to be there, fine. Get what you can and get him out and say thanks very much for the memories, off you go. I'm not angry at all towards him. I understand how football works. I know what happens in and around the game. I probably understand his mentality. Do I like it? Do I understand it? Probably two different things. If you found this video interesting, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment if you've got anything to say regarding this exclusive. And if you would like to buy the big man a coffee or a beer, then you can click on the love heart under the video, which is called the super thanks, to show your love. All right, there you go. And I always give a shout out to everyone that does that on my morning briefings on my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldham. The link to that is in the video description below. Straight to that channel. There's a morning briefing on there today. And it also pops up on the screen. All right, guys. See you in a bit. All right.